Well, hello again, everyone. Thank you again so very much for sitting back down and joining me today. It is so very nice to meet you. If I have not already met you in some way, shape, form, or manner, my name is Ryan, and as promised, the hat has been flipped. The mullet has been fluffed. It's not really a mullet, but it's all to show that time has passed as I'm making the second video of the day. What I wanted to do here today was go through a little thrift store haul that I've gotten today. I just recently got back. This is going to be two different thrift stores. This is local Goodwill, local Salvation Army. And I haven't had this much luck thrifting in, probably a couple months. Definitely a couple of months when it comes to thrifting. I mean, I've been able to pick up some stuff at Dollar Trees, had some decent luck at a Dollar Tree last month, and some stuff at Big Lots here and there. But thrift store wise, really not any luck at all. There's been titles. I remember the last time that I went to local Goodwill about a month ago, there was quite a handful of titles that I was really interested in, and then ended up being, and the cat is using the scratching post right at this time. We're just gonna have to roll with it. We're just gonna have to roll. There was some stuff that I really wanted to pick up. The discs were destroyed, or they just weren't there at all. So ended up going back, and some of those things that I had wanted to pick up, I grabbed again, just completely forgetting and realized. But there was a lot of stuff that I found. So let's go into the stuff that I picked up at the Salvation Army real quick. I grabbed 5 titles from there, and then I don't know how many I got from Goodwill. This is all DVDs. I never really get any luck with like Blu-rays at thrift stores or anything like that. And I'm not a format snob either, so as I've mentioned several times before. Mainly we're also doing this because, again, as I continuously mention, my Severin order has still not moved, and I'm very worried. I've contacted the post office to try to get some word because I didn't really hear anything from Severin. So I'm going to contact the post office. I'm waiting to hear back from them, and then based on what I can hear from them, if it's not any good, I'm going to have to go back to Severin and try to work from there, because that was a lot of money. So, all right, let's go into it. Like I said, all DVDs, there are some things that I've never seen, a couple of things I've never heard of, some things that I had before and lost, or et cetera, that I'm having in, and then just some placeholders. Placeholders for like a Blu-ray release at some point, if I do enjoy the film. Because a lot of this stuff I haven't seen either. So let's go with the very first one. I am not familiar with this adaptation of Pride and Prejudice at all. So it's a 1940s Warner Brothers flick, Pride and Prejudice, with Laurence Olivier. I've never heard of this before. I'm not familiar with this. I mean, I've heard of Pride and Prejudice. I know Pride and Prejudice. But I'm not familiar with this adaptation at all. Greer Garson, Laurence Olivier, and Rutherford. I'm not familiar with this at all. Directed by Robert Z. Leonard. An MGM picture put up by Warner Brothers. I am not familiar with this at all. They have a couple of special features on here as well. A short called Eyes of the Navy, a cartoon called The Fishing Bear, and a theatrical trailer. So, not familiar with this adaptation at all, so I'm really, really excited to check that one out. This one is this is a placeholder for a Blu-ray release. I've seen this film before. I adore this film. I'm pretty sure that this is my wife's all-time favorite movie, and I can see why. It's goofy, it's silly, it's a little dumb, but it makes me laugh every single time, and I haven't seen it in a while. So, but anyways, no, this is Galaxy Quest. It's a funny movie. It's a fun movie, man. Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, the Star Trek-ish parody. If you haven't ever seen it before, it's basically, there is this Star Trek-like television show, and the cast members of said show are going to a convention, and they end up getting entangled in real-life aliens. They basically become entangled in an episode of their own show, and it is absolutely hilarious. I haven't seen it in quite a while, but I know that my wife quotes it pretty frequently, and she really, really digs this movie. So I got this for her as much as for me, and as a placeholder, because I would really like to pick it up on a Blu-ray release. because obviously when I can find something for $1 or $2, I'm definitely gonna pick it up, and then that way I can rewatch it, and then get the Blu-ray release down the road, especially for a good price. Not a format snob over here. Speaking of not a format snob, this is one. It's an old snapper case, because the more that I was thinking about it, I really don't know if I've seen this movie. I always thought that I had. But the more I'm thinking about it, I really don't know if I have. So this was one of the reasons why I picked it up. I think, yeah, Scream Factory has a Blu-ray release of this. But yeah, I don't know if I've seen it. So for a couple of bucks, I'm gonna find out if I really haven't seen it. And that is going to be Tales from the Hood. I mean, I really, it's just one of those movies that I think I've seen, but the more that I'm just kind of looking at it, I really, really don't think that I have seen it at all. So, I mean, we've got David Alan Grier, Wings Hauser, Corbin Benson. I really just don't think that I've seen this before, but old snapper case of the HBO's Tales from the Hood. No really any special features on here. I mean, it says it has and special features, but it's not really giving me a description of what that is. So where nightmares and reality meet on the streets. So I'm really excited to check it out if I haven't already, because like I said, this is a good placeholder. If I do really dig it, the Scream Factory release would definitely be something that I would want to pick up. I don't believe that it is out of print. It's Tales from the Hood. Okay, we got two more from the Salvation Army. This one was still sealed, because I haven't opened any. There's one that I've opened, and I'll explain why it's the next one. But because I just got back not that long ago from doing this, I filmed the Orgasmo review and then went into this. This is a movie that some people may they may talk down on this movie or maybe think differently of me for enjoying this movie. I don't care. I have no defense for this movie. I don't need a defense for this movie, I guess. I think this movie is hilarious. It's stupid. It's very stupid. But it's at the same time genius, in my opinion. And that is going to be Matt Stone and Trey Parker's Team America World Police. I haven't seen this in quite a while. I remember enjoying it. Yes, it's juvenile, but I mean, who cares, man? It's fun. It's a lot of fun, and just, harking back to the era of Thunderbirds with the marionettes, and it's hysterical. And it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I don't think my wife has ever seen it at all. I know that she definitely does enjoy some stuff in South Park. I've let her listen to the Book of Mormon soundtrack before, so she likes most of their style of humor. This is a little bit raunchier. Even by South Park standards, to a degree. But I don't think that, I think that she would enjoy it, because there are just some absolutely hilarious things on here. But this is definitely a product of its time, when you think about it. But at the same time, because exactly when did this movie come out? 2005, yes. So it definitely is a product of that post 9/11 world. But there's a lot of, the main joke really hasn't gone away, if that really makes sense. So to find a still sealed copy of it, I was very happy, because I've actually been wanting to rewatch this movie, and I'm definitely going to have a lot of fun going back and watching Team America World Police and listening to that amazing, amazing theme song. So this was the last one that I picked up. This was still sealed, but I opened it because there was a loose disc inside. The disc is totally fine. I know that this has dropped down in price on like the complete series packs. I've just never had the spare cash to pick it up at the time. So to get the first 20 episodes for $2, absolutely. And then it's going to be the first volume of Mill Creek's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I am so excited, because it's been a long time since I've actually gone back into He-Man, except from watching a couple of episodes here and there. I think that have maybe shown up like on Pluto, and I've just kind of had that on in the background. But I'm really, really excited. I'll try to show this to my daughter. I tried to show her She-Ra, and she was not into She-Ra at all. So we'll see. We'll see with this one. I don't know, but this has the first 20 episodes on it, beginning from the Diamond Ray of Disappearance all the way to Dawn of Dragoon. And like I said, I know that the collection, the complete series has dropped down in price. I just hadn't had the spare cash to pick it up, so for a couple of bucks, I definitely have this so that I can kind of revisit some of these episodes. How many episodes do we have per disc? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes per disc. So I'm excited to check it out because this is something that I will probably start watching pretty much immediately, going back into this little by little. So really, really excited to pick that up. So now we're going to be going into the stuff that I got from Goodwill. This first one is, I got this more for my wife. This seems like something that she may enjoy. I had heard about it, but a lot of this stuff isn't always really my bag. But I think that she would really enjoy it. It's a Stars miniseries. The DVD is put up by Anchor Bay, and that is going to be The White Queen. It's a 3-disc set. All of the discs are in perfect condition. So 3-disc set of The White Queen. So this whole, this vying for power or war over the throne type of stories, I'm usually not as into this medieval political intrigue type of stuff. My wife does really sort of dig this, this type of stuff. So this is more her bag than mine. But we'll definitely, check out a couple of episodes, see if it's something that we dig. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something that I will be into. So does anybody have any thoughts on The White Queen? Have you seen it? Because I haven't. This one, I got both still sealed. They were $3. I used to have the first series that I picked up, I think in junior high. This sounds about right. Junior high, picked up the first season or series at Best Buy. Same exact DVD, same exact one. And that is going to be the first 2 series of The Office, the original Office on BBC. Both still sealed. Both still sealed. That is absolutely, absolutely incredible. So can I open this one real quick? Let me see if I can just open this one real quick, because this, just looking at it again, will be a little nostalgic, because I'd watched this one so much. Because originally when I had watched this one, we were taking a trip. This is embarrassing. I can't get this one open. Whoop! I got a tiny little fuddy-duddy of a corner. So we were taking a trip to Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, and we had one of those. Remember those portable DVD players that you could bring in a car ride? Like, not the ones that were in the car, but just those little tiny ones that you could. Yeah, that's what I watched this on. I watched this and Blade 2. And Terminator 2, non-stop. So, let's go into this. Oh, what in the world? Oh, okay, I didn't fully get all the wrapping off. Okay, here we go. I'm not as familiar with the U.S. version of The Office, to be honest with you. I've watched a couple episodes, and I think it's hilarious, but I just never really got into it, and I never saw the second series of the original Office. So to go back, yes, this is exactly as I remember. Oh, this is awesome. So you got the 2-disc set, and then you've got, was it Gareth? Gareth? I think it's Gareth or Garrett. Gareth Keenan. This is so good. So on here, but this was what I remembered a lot of too, was the newsletter, this style of newsletter that Ricky Gervais's character David Brent had put. I really like this, and all of the cast or character information, the local lingo, like this glossary in the back, really cool stuff. So I'm really excited to go back into this. I don't think that my wife has ever seen this sort of stuff. She likes British comedy. I don't know if she would enjoy this, because it is very dry, but just so good. So I'm excited to go back into it. This one I haven't seen in a very long time, so I don't really have as much to say about this, because it's been a long time since I've seen this. But I was able to find a still sealed copy of Hoosiers with Gene Hackman and Dennis Hopper. Yep, Dennis Hopper's in this one. I remember really I'm not a big sports movie kind of guy, but I do remember really enjoying this movie, not just a really good movie, but a good basketball flick as well. So I'm really excited to go back into this one. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but it's been a long time, and I really don't remember. So, but to find a still sealed copy with the triple security stickers, I don't miss that. I don't miss that time. Excited, very excited. This was a placeholder. This was not only a placeholder, but it was one that I really was kind of surprised that I didn't have it. I think I used to have a Blu-ray copy back in the day, and it went the way of all things. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever, and it was just, I couldn't believe that I had not picked it back up. So for $1, yes, Full Metal Jacket. I remember having a copy, and I think I still have my VHS copy, but I know I had a Blu-ray copy at one point, and something happened to it, and I never picked it back up. So when I saw it, perfect opportunity. The disc is perfectly fine. I'm definitely going to show this one to my wife. I think that she would really enjoy it. It's a fantastic movie. It's not my favorite Kubrick. That goes to Dr. Strangelove. But it is an amazing movie, and one of my favorite war movies, which, okay, Dr. Strangelove could also be one of my favorite war movies, because it's in the vein. I mean, it's about war. I'm not a big wartime film kind of guy. Not to say I don't like them. This is definitely not what I'm going to gravitate towards. But this is a phenomenal movie. I mean, it's a masterpiece. It's one of those great movies that we know was great. But yeah, so I'm happy to have it back in some form and show it to my wife. I think she'd really enjoy it, actually. This one, I don't know anything about this. I recognize the filmmaker, but I don't know anything about this stuff. And it was something that I just thought was bizarre to find at Goodwill. So I had to pick it up, and that is going to be Jules and Jim. I don't know anything about this. Was it Francois Truffaut? I don't know. Like, I know the name, but I could not tell you anything about his filmography. But this was something that I just thought was bizarre to find at Goodwill, at my Goodwill. So definitely had to pick it up. We have Jules and Jim as the ultimate menage a trois, and certainly one of the most poetic films of the French New Wave. The film tells the story of a friendship between two artists, one Austrian, the other French, and their mutual love for the same woman, Catherine. Spanning 2 decades, this pure love affair between Jules, Jim, and Catherine is temporarily interrupted by the Great War, but continues on into the 1930s when it ends suddenly and tragically. So yeah, what year was this? 1962. 1962. So yeah, really excited. I was just more excited to kind of find this. So this is something that I'll definitely be checking out. This is another one of those placeholders. I've never seen this movie, and people love this movie, and I've just never seen it. So for $1 to pick it up, because I know, there's a sequel, and I think you can get this first one for really cheap. Maybe they've even double packed it with the sequel. If they have, if that comes down to a cheap price, I can pick that up. But to definitely go ahead and see it, because I just haven't. That's going to be Sicario. Is it Sicario? Sicario? Yeah, Sicario. Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, who I absolutely adore. But I haven't seen this one before. This sort of action thriller. Are they FBI government task force? So people love this movie, and I just haven't seen it, so I'm really excited. I mean, got it for $1. It's in perfect condition, and so yeah, definitely something to check out as and have it as a placeholder, because if I really dig it, I'll upgrade it. This is another one. Let's see, what we got here? Okay, we'll go with these two real quick. These are two that I had these exact sort of copies. This one was a Blockbuster rental copy. That's the one that I had. And this was just a regular DVD, which is what I had as well. And this is going to be As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson, Greg Kinnear, and Helen Hunt. I really liked this movie. I really do remember liking this movie. It's been a long time since I've seen this one. Was this 2005? Yep, 2005. Melvin Udall, an obsessive-compulsive novelist with Manhattan's meanest mouth. So yeah, really good rom-com. I do like rom-coms, but been a really long time, and maybe this is as good as it gets. So I'll be excited to check that one out. My wife would probably really like that one. And this is one that, whether or not my wife is going to like this one or not, I am definitely going to show it to her, because I adore this movie. I adore the book. Oh man, who wrote the book? Christopher Buckley. Christopher Buckley wrote the book. This is one of my favorite comedies of any era. I think this is so smart and so hilarious. This adaptation does differ, not in severe cases, but it does do its own thing with the story as opposed to the book. It doesn't follow the book beat for beat, which I do definitely appreciate. And that is going to be Jason Reitman's Thank You for Smoking. I love this movie. Aaron Eckhart, this tobacco lobbyist, and you've got the, I don't think they say it on there, but it is the, it's like this little squad of lobbyists. You can kind of see them right there. We have the tobacco, firearms, and alcohol, and they all just sort of meet around in this diner. While you have, what is his name? Because I'm thinking of his name right now, and I'm looking at him, and I cannot remember his name to save my life. Is it David Koechner or Koechner? I just the guy from Anchorman. That's mostly how I remember him. But he eats a piece of apple pie with a piece of American cheese on top of it. And I just remember them saying, "That's disgusting." It's American. I love it. It's so good. We got Rob Lowe, Robert Duvall, William H. Macy. It's a fantastic cast, and it's a really, really smart, clever movie. So Thank You for Smoking. I'm so happy to check this back out again, and I'm going to show it to my wife, whether or not she thinks she's going to be into it, because I think that she would enjoy it. And the bird is talking to me in the background, probably telling me to stop. But we got two more, so Francis can deal for a little bit. This is one that I was really excited to kind of pick up. This was the first thing that I found when I went into that Goodwill. So I guess this was sort of the indicator that I was going to grab a couple of nice things. Disc is in perfect condition. This is one that on one of the previous Kino Lorber sales, this was on their Blu-ray release of it. And I've never seen the film before, and I ended up not picking it up for one reason or another. And I found the DVD for $1 so that I can definitely check it out and maybe pick it up on a future sale if I really enjoy it, which I think that I probably would. We've got Gilda Radner, Gene Wilder, Dom DeLuise in Haunted Honeymoon, MGM copy. This like horror spoof type of movie. What do you have here? At the mansion of his great aunt Kate, Larry Abbott is undergoing a psychological procedure designed to rid him of his irrational phobias by frightening them right out of him. But the jolts and frights may turn out to be the least of his problems when great Kate names him her sole heir. Suddenly, the entire family seems a little too vigorous in participating in his scarapy, leading Larry to believe that one of his jealous kin may be murderous and that another may be werewolves. So I'm really happy to check it out because I passed on it on the sale and I now found the DVD copy for $1. So Haunted Honeymoon, super excited. And this is another one, a placeholder so that I can revisit it until I can pick up the Blu-ray copy of it. This needs no introduction, at least in my opinion. 1961's West Side Story. The theatrical adaptation, or the film adaptation of Sondheim's West Side Story with Natalie Wood. Amazing, amazing film. One of the best film adaptations of a Broadway show, in my personal opinion. Most people would probably say, no, nobody. I was going to make a joke to say most people would probably say Tim Burton's Sweeney Todd, but nobody would say that. It's not bad. I don't think that Tim Burton's Sweeney Todd is bad. I just, comparatively, definitely not good. But by its own, it's fine. I really like the look of it and the bright red blood. But okay, West Side Story. Really, really enjoy West Side Story. If you have never seen the film or listened to the music, I would definitely recommend. Definitely recommend watching the film first, because if you're not into the show tunes, as I am, then maybe by just listening to a OBC recording or something like that may be a little bit of a turnoff. But I think that watching it, because it's a very stylish film, I think that watching it and watching the turf battles and mixing that in with the music and the songs, I think that could rope you in and have you remembering these songs a little bit more than just listening to the OBC by itself. Just my sort of way to get more people into Broadway and musicals whenever I can. So that's everything that I got on this thrift sale, this thrift pickup about an hour and a half ago. Really, really good, especially it's been a good day off. It's been a good day off so far. So thank you all so very much for sitting down and going through all of this stuff with me. I really do appreciate that. If you like this video, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more additional content. We've got haul videos such as this, sale hauls, collection updates, all of these adventures from Omen, Lindsay Baker Fly, Al Adamson, individual reviews, all that good stuff with much, much more coming along down the way. If you have a comment on anything that I picked up, please be sure to let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions and I'd love to continue talking with you. All of my individual social media and contact information can be found on the description box down below. But other than that, that is everything that I've got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I sincerely hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.